The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to the April 19th, the fantastic Friday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there's having a great day. Hey, let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. Now, the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means you and I can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 11 o'clock in the morning. I almost went back to the old time out there. I want you to know I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But even more important than that, and that's this, during this next 53 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone, dial on it at 877-927-6648. Now, if you've got a question but you can't call in, we've got you covered. You can send me an email. Fire that off to Steve at TFNN.com. Inside the subject heading, please put radio show question. Of course, if you're inside our Tigers Den, well, then any and every ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on fabulous, fantastic Friday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Right now, we got a mixed bag out there, folks. You got the Dow up 184, the S&P off 10, and NASDAQ 100 down 165. The Russell's up 4, and the semis are off 69. Trend is up 143. New York Stock Exchange up 82. NASDAQ Composite up 134. Gold's up $10. Silver's up 27 cents. Light sweet crude up 48 pennies. Natural gas up a penny. 30-year Treasury up a half a point, and leading the charge dollar-wise, the upside, not by a big amount, but $10. That's a 4.5% move, is American Express. United Health up $9, nearly 2%. Elevance Health, $8, 1.5%. T-Mobile Health Network Solutions up 27%, a $6 move there. And Metropolitan Bank Holdings up 18%, $6 move to the upside. To the downside, it is Super Microcomputer, 145-point move, 15%. Netflix down 47, 7%. Broadcom down 29, 2%. NVIDIA down 22, 3%. Bank of Montreal down $16. That's a 6% move. We got movers, but we got some shakers out there. But let's begin the day with the requests that have come in. There's two really asking. Brent wrote in earlier, he'd like to take a look at the equity futures, specifically the Russell 2000. Would like to look at them all. Pearl would like to take a look at the NQ, and that's where we're going to start our day. So let's begin. We'll switch up our charts over to our multi-time frame white background charts. We're going to begin with the Russell 2000. So on a monthly basis, kind of dangerous here. So we've already blown through last month's low out there. All right, that's what's going on there. We're trading below last week's low. I can see this is 3 bars to the downside out there. We know that in bull markets, not necessarily that we're in one just yet or at the moment in time, but I'll say that we are, that you typically get a bounce after a 2 to 4 bar move to the downside. So there's potential there. And we take a look at the Russell 2000, and Brent's question specifically about the Russell, is it forming a bottom? Well, what we do have out here, you've got an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. I don't know what today's candle is going to look like at day's end, but if this were to be a bullish reversal candle at day's end, the answer to that question would be yes. Now, without that, the answer to the question may still be yes inside the Russell 2000. Why is that? Because today will become bar number 8. It'll become bar number 8 as long as price closes below 1991, even Steven out there. And then, in order for the pattern to actually confirm, you'd have to see a close on Monday below 1982.80. So I don't know whether that pattern, the TD9 count pattern, is or is not going to come to fruition, but we could end that, or it could end that if it generates a bullish reversal candle at day's end. If we take a look at intraday charts out here, intraday charts show the TD9 count on the 30-minute was negated. You've got an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside out there. The real key area, though, to really be watching, Brent, you've got a nice TD9 count Rhodes momentum indicator bottom that formed last night at the lows out there on a 60-minute time frame chart. Really formed on a lot of different charts out there. And the key level here to be watching, another key level to be watching to the upside, Brent, is 1972.20. That is where price found resistance. Turns out that was the 60-minute TD9 count breakdown area out there. So do we have bottom signals out here? We do. Can we call it a bottom? No, not yet. But I would be watching at day's end for that signal out there. If you don't get Again, even if you don't get a bullish reversal candle, this could still form a TD9 count bottom. You just won't get the confirmation of that until Monday. So that's the Russell 2000. Let's go take a look at, let me just go to the downside of this chart here and take a look at the Dow. Pearls, we'll get to the NQ after this. If we take a look at the Dow equity future contract, now on a weekly, but the Dow really is signaling bottom, bottom, bottom. Well, how's it doing that, Steve-O? If you take a look at that weekly time frame chart, it's got that beautiful Rhodes momentum indicator top, and what has price done? It's pulled back and tested and so far rejected its breakout level. That's at 37,676. Getting back to a breakout level can absolutely be a bottom. Well, what's the weekly? That was the weekly time frame chart. What's the daily time frame chart showing us? Well, it's showing us a TD9 count bottom that is still in place out there. And right now you got a hammer candle. That doesn't matter. But that could also generate a buy the D point pattern. But it's got a bottom already, Brent. Not that you did ask about the YM as well. Now, there's a new profile that has been attempting to form over the last 3 days out here. The current profile has support at 37,651. It's got resistance up at 38,780. And price right now is where buyers and sellers believe there's fair value within inside that range. And that's at the center. And the center is right at, I'll give you the exact number out here. The exact number is 38,216. Now, I don't know if this profile is going to confirm at day's end. In fact, I won't know until Sunday night at 6 p.m. out there. But it doesn't matter whether it does or doesn't form that profile. The Dow has a bottom on the daily. The Dow has what could be a bottom on the weekly time frame chart. If you take a look at the 30-minute chart, it'll be worth noting here that come 11:30, 17 minutes from now, you're going to get a 30-minute TD9 count top. Now, the last TD9 count top that formed out here basically did... It just moved sideways. So it moved sideways for a couple of hours, and then boom, took off to the upside out there. Now, what should take place is price should pull back and test that oscillator and change line. That would be at 38,050. If it tests and rejects that level, then it's off to the races to the upside. 60-minute time frame chart has completed a TD9 count top. That says if at 12 noon, price is trading above the high of the day so far, that would be up at 38,217. Well, I don't know if that was the high of the day. It has been high today. So if price were to close above 38,235, that would say strong bullish momentum move on the 60-minute chart, and I'm assuming that the 30-minute chart would also negate its signal. You can see the other bottom signals out here. You can see some resistance levels up at 38,317 and 38,586 out there. But if you'd ask me this question, Brent, does the Dow have a bottom? The answer there is absolutely yes. Unless we get a close below 37,676. And what we don't know at 11:14 in the morning is what are traders going to do going home over the weekend out there. So that is the Dow. Now let's go take a look at the NQ. Let's at least fire up those charts here for pearls. When we come back from this breakout here, we're going to take a look at the NQ. Has this formed a bottom? Well, not really. In fact, not even close. No cigar. But let's take a look at what potentially could happen at day's end when we get back from this break.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the Opening Call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. So unlike the Dow on its weekly basis, which had gotten back to its TD9 count breakout level, the NQ is nowhere near it. That's down at 16,545, and price is trading below its bullish structured weekly profile. So that suggests a lot of caution out there. Now, the daily time frame has an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. You're in bar number 6. Now, at day's end, the NASDAQ 100 could stage a rally going to the close. If you generate a bullish reversal candle, then you would have a buy the D point pattern. If you take a look at the 30-minute time frame chart, we know that resistance stands at 17,542.75. That's a TD9 count breakdown level, and breakdown level, and price looks like it wants to go target its breakout area at 17,315.75 out there. Now on a 60-minute time frame, which also has a TD9 count top, price is testing its breakout area at 17,347.25. So maybe we spike down to the 17,315 level, bounce back up, get above that 17,347. I don't know. If we do start closing below today's low, the overnight low out here, which has got TD9 count patterns for its 2-hour time frame chart, that low out there that you'd be watching is down at the 17,181.75 level. If you close below that, that says we are headed lower. So what I'd be watching here for any potential turn would be the 17,315, 17,347 level. We start closing below that, and we're going to go down and explore last night's low. So that's what I see when I take a look at the NQ, Pearls. And let's finish this off by taking a look at the ES Mini. We'll flip over to those charts, then we'll start getting into some of the requests, other additional requests that have come in. We take a look at the ES Mini. Much like the NQ, it is trading below the bullish structured weekly profile. That suggests a run to 47.54. The daily time frame could easily form a bullish hammer candle at day's end or a bullish reversal candle. If it does generate that, then we have a buy the D point pattern. If we get that buy the D point pattern, the ES Mini should rally up to about the 51.66 area. The 30-minute time frame chart shows a nice TD9 count bottom that formed last night. In fact, if you were up last night watching the markets out there, and when the markets bottomed. Now, what was really interesting for me, obviously, in watching all these TD9 count patterns that were firing off in various time frames for various future contracts, my question was that the bottom out there? and I was watching CNN because they typically have the best data feeds out there. And lo and behold, as I was watching that, within minutes of those forming out there, they actually, without even realizing it, this is how disingenuous news media is, all of it out there, is that they happen to have a live video feed of the city. I don't remember the name of the city, where the activity was taking place last night. And I looked at my phone just to make sure that it was live. And we came in live. The signal suggested it was live. It was bright morning daylight out there. I looked at my phone to see when the sun actually rose out there. It was like 4:30, 4:40, something like that. So it was live. And what you could see out there was, you didn't see any smoke. You saw buses and cars and people driving around. It looked just normal out there. And that was a signal for me that, yeah, these TD9 count patterns out here might not be in the ES, might have been in the NQ that I was taking a look at, because we've taken a look at wars before. Well, all the different historical wars, and what price typically does was it moves lower out there until it senses some kind of good news. So how does Stevie put that together? Because we saw it in live action last night. You had these TD9 count bottoms that were firing off, saying, okay, looks like we should at least have something. We should at least see price stall here for a bit, or maybe rally, and then you get the live data feed. And you know what, folks? I was up for another couple of hours, and never did they go back and show the live data feeds. I went to every channel I could. You had to go on the internet to different international news media in order to be able to see the live feed that was going in there. But so I got to see that whole concept really play out, because what the market will do, it'll keep moving lower. It won't, it can do that until it senses some type of optimistic outcome. And seeing the video out there while all that stuff was going on, it's just like this news media. They just want war. My question is, where are the peacemakers? Where are they? So we take a look at the ES Mini out here. You're looking at the daily time frame. You need a bullish reversal candle to identify a bottom. If you take a look at key resistance out here, 50, 51, 50. That's the TD9 count breakdown level on the ES Mini. If price is able to close above that level, we likely rally. If you take a look at the 60-minute time frame chart, while price was getting up towards that TD9 count breakdown area, it was forming a TD9 count top as well. Support here should be down about the 50-23 area for the ES Mini. So it's really going to be all about the end of the day. It's Stevie's opinion. If we get those bullish reversal candles, then we've got that buy the D point pattern for the other indices to join along with the TD9 count bottom inside the Dow Equity Future contract. So, Brent, I hope that helped answer your questions as well as pearls inside the Tiger's Den. Dan wanted to take a look at ticker symbol VERU out there. So let's go ahead and pull that up on our screen. VERU. Give me a moment. And we take a look at VERU, which is having a beautiful day and is likely to rally up to the $1.92 area. So we take a look at the daily time frame. That's the left-hand panel. What we see out there is we see a wave number 7 top. Very small portion of the Chapman wave out there, but it's a very cool tool. And you always want to be aware of when you are at wave number 7, that 7th inning stretch for baseball fans out there. Now, that 7th inning stretch took price back to support, never broke through support, which would have been at 91 cents. And now yesterday you had a close above that green oscillator and change line. Tells us we have a rising price oscillator above zero, bullish conditions, period, end of story, and we're above that again today. The pullback this morning was a test rejection of that level. So you'd like to see a close above 134 today, and that suggests higher price. Now, when I say higher price, I've got $1.92 on the daily time frame. I don't see anything on the weekly time frame to suggest that that is not an outcome. And on the monthly time frame, we've got a profile resistance level. One is at, let me see, 2 out here. So the bottom and the center must be at the same. So give me a second. That is, it's a $1.49. So if you can close above a $1.49, that's your real key resistance level. Then what you're looking at is a move up to the 206. So 149, and if you take a look, where was today's high? About 152, 150, 155 out there. So you'd really love to see a close back inside that profile on the monthly time frame, Dan. So hope that helps you out with regard to ticker symbol VERU, and thanks so much for the request. Mr. Bill would like to take a look at light sweet crude. He's really interested on the intraday charts out there. So we take a look at those intraday charts out there. Let's start with a 10-minute time frame. What do we have out here? Well, all that we have is not much. So I'm going to skip the 10-minute chart because I don't see a top, but we see price pulling back. So I'll go to the next chart out there. Bill, it turns out that on that short-term time frame, it's a 15-minute chart that is calling the shots. Well, let me make sure of that. Yeah. No, I take that back. This TD9 count top which is going to finish in 5 minutes here, needs to get back above the close of bar number 5 in order for that to come to fruition, and that's at the 82.50 level. So we don't want to call it a TD9 count top because it's likely to go away, but we just have to see where price rallies to in the next 4 minutes now. So now, where that takes us up to is why did price find resistance where it did at this stage? Because I'm assuming that TD9 count on the 15-minute time frame, Mr. Bill, is going to be void out here. All that I can see is really the 5-hour time frame chart that's attempting to form a Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom, and what price stalled at is that red oscillator and change on it, 82.61 or so. So I would say, in order for light sweet crude to truly get bullish out there, you need to see it close above 82.61. Otherwise, price is likely to go down to 79.99. That's its daily TD9 count breakout level. Mr. Bill, I hope that provided you with the information you were looking for. We get back from this break, we're going to look at Starbucks, December corn, Tesla, NVIDIA, and ticker symbol OKE. We'll be right back.
The Gold Report. As a precious metal, gold is still king. It continues to hold the most effective safe haven and hedging properties across the global major trading hubs of the London OTC market, the U.S. futures market, and the Shanghai Gold Exchange. The Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his weekly gold report every Monday morning for subscribers, consisting of coverage of the XAU, HUI, GDX, the dollar, bonds, the South African rand, as well as 25 different mining equities with specific buy-sell recommendations. The Gold Report. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. Subscribe to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report newsletter now at TFNN.com.
Tigers, the inaugural session of Live Trading Fridays with Larry Pesavento was a massive success. Trades were communicated, questions were answered, and money was made. Every second and fourth Friday of the month, from 9 a.m. to noon Eastern Time, Larry wants you to join him as he places live trades and takes your questions. That's right, with this monthly subscription, you receive access to 2 live trading events. We are gearing up for the next session Friday, April 26th, so there's still time to sign up. For this month only, use code LARRYLIVE at checkout in order to secure $50 off your monthly subscription price for as long as you subscribe to the service. We'll see you next Friday, April 26th, Tigers. TFNN, educating investors.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors. This portion of the Trader's Edge is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back, folks. So we're taking a look at Starbucks. This for G-Man inside the Tiger's Den. He's looking for a long position here. So what we know about Starbucks, number one, it confirmed a TD9 count bottom on April the 12th. The very next trading session, what kicked in was a TD sequential 13 count out there. And that's also the day that the TD9 count bottom pattern formed. Completed, I should say. A new profile formed out there, and that generates support at 84.80 and resistance at 87.83. And what we can see out here is that price hit resistance this morning up at 87.83. So you're looking for long. So you've got confirmation of a bottom with price consolidating with inside its daily profile. We're going to look at a couple of short-term time frame charts to see if we can figure out maybe what's going on here. On a weekly time frame, you could actually get, it looks to me like you could complete a buy the D point pattern here. So let's go take a look at this A to B equals CD pattern, see if it actually got down to that price projection level. And it didn't. Maybe there's a bigger A to B equals CD pattern. There is. And that one, though, that doesn't look like that completed either. So I don't have a confirmation of a weekly bottom, but if price can close above yesterday's high, and yesterday's high is 87.60, that would be a positive or a bullish outcome. The real bullish outcome would be a close above 89.42. Monthly time frame with the TD9 count top and trading below prior swing points actually generates a potential A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. The swing point out here has volume of 127 million shares. Today's only the 19th, and this is done 111 million shares. So price, a close below that swing point, that low out there is 89.21. A close below that will confirm an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside out there. So here's what we've got, knowing that the larger time frames, nothing confirmed on the weekly. You might get a confirmed A to B equals CD to the downside on the monthly. Now it makes us suspicious about price rallying up into that resistance of the top of its profile. But in the meantime, let's take a look at some short-term time frame charts out here. So let's put these charts up on our screen. Hopefully it doesn't turn my chart black again. If it does, I'll have to come up with game plan B. And here on a 30-minute time frame, I'm sorry, this is a 130-minute time frame. Don't pay attention to the oscillator and change line. You're forming a TD9 count top at breakdown resistance 87.60. So this is a signature that says, no, don't try to enter this trade right now, right here. Let's take a look at a 65-minute time frame, see what its message is. Its message is just the opposite. Why? It had a TD9 count pattern that completed at 4 p.m. yesterday and was negated immediately. So the 65-minute chart is telling us it wants to go to 88.94. I hate when we get such mixed signals out here, but that's what we've got, and that's why we just simply come through and take a look at the charts. Now, on a 30-minute time frame basis, you have an A to B equals CD pattern that has confirmed. So you've got to sell the D point. Prices below its oscillator and change line, but above the top of its profile. So a 30-minute message here is neutral. If price gets below 87.13, then that switches back more to bearish and would suggest a move to 86.84, 86.65, or 86.05 out there. So let's just say this, with the 30-minute top and the 130-minute top out there, it just suggests caution. But what I would do out there, G-Man, is you're looking for a long position, is I'd watch the short-term time frame charts to look for some type of bottom pattern. You're good at picking those out, and then you could potentially fire away at Starbucks. Just know that 87.83 is a key resistance area out there, and the weekly and the monthly, don't have a lot of love. You also want to take a look at December corn. So let's go take a look at popcorn out here and see what it is doing. And on a daily time frame, you talk about the TD9 counts and the profiles. You got to love them. Why? Because this forms a TD9 count bottom. It actually confirmed that bottom on November 3rd. The actual low came in on bar number 8 on November 29. And then price rallied all the way up into resistance. Where was resistance? 472.20. It got up there on December the 6th. This is the daily time frame. What the heck? What I got? 2023. Holy shnikes. I can't even believe that I put that out there. Sorry about that. It's good to look at the actual correct contract out there. But that's what it was doing back in December of 2023, G-Man. So hope that didn't confuse you. It confused the heck out of me, that's for sure. Okay, now we get back to the real live charts out here for December corn. Now, the weekly chart looks pretty nice. Why? Because it completed a TD9 count bottom. But here you've got price that's trading with inside its profile. What do we know? It's a bearish structured profile, and the sell zone is between 475.40 and 485.20. What did price do once it got in that sell zone? It couldn't handle it. And now it's testing profile support on a weekly basis. That if closed below, and we're really right on it right now, 464.78. If closed below, would suggest a move back to the 450.90 level. In other words, test the bottom of that profile or support. On a daily time frame, if price were to close below this big old bullish engulfing candle for March 28th, and that is 460.75. We're above that right now. But if price closes below that, that then adds to the weekly chart that we took a look at with price moving lower. What happens if this area holds? Well, let's see. You've got a swing point that had volume of 116,000 shares. It was tested and not rejected yesterday with 46,000 shares. Very light volume. Today so far, there are 28,000. Again, we're going into a swing point that had volume of 116. So we're into that swing point with light volume. That would say yesterday's message to me would be a false breakdown as long as price closes today above the level of 460.75. So now, bring corn home to us, Stevie. I say you've got to close below 460.75 to suggest that we've got lower price coming at us. That's the way that I see it at the moment, G-Man. I hope that makes sense to you. And if I take a look at the 65-minute chart out here, let's do that, because what Stevie's noticing is a TD9 count bottom, and this could be the second bar. So it's dealing with its 30-minute profile resistance out here. And that profile resistance stands at 464.48. We're at 464.50. So watch that on a 30-minute time frame, because if price closes above that, 65-minute time frame, I should say, that means this bar here closes at 12.15. If it closes above that level, then you should see a further rally inside of December 2024 corn out there. I can't believe it pulled up to 2023. It usually doesn't do that, but it did in this case. We got a request to go take a look at Tesla out here, and the question was, is there a bottom? And this is from GT. GT, there would be a bottom if you get a bullish reversal candle today. Why? Because that would generate a Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom pattern. So short of that, the answer is no, there is no bottom as I see it right now. The weekly chart's got that A to B equals CD pattern. There's no bullish reversal candle. Price is trading below profile. The next level of support out here for Tesla is the bullish structured monthly profile buy zone. That's between 144.38 and 165.67. So on Tesla, no bottom yet. If we take a look at a 30-minute time frame chart, is there any hope of a rally for Tesla? Well, the 30-minute time frame says there most certainly is. Why? It's got a Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom. And price could rally or should rally up to the 155.11 to 155.82 level out there. So I'd watch the 30-minute time frame chart. If price takes out its blowout here from yesterday, I believe that was. Give me a second here. That is at, that's today. The low is 155.11. That's what you would watch the downside. If price closes below that, there ain't no bottom in sight for Tesla. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. So Eddie down here in Boca Raton wants to take a look at NVIDIA's primary question is price going to go form those A to B equals CD patterns and fill all the gaps of the downside out there? So let's start taking this apart one at a time. We're going to change over to our other screens momentarily so we can start taking a look at that A to B equals CD down pattern and some of the issues that it may have. So we've got a TD9 count bottom that formed out here. It did that on April the 9th. And that's a swing point right now that would be the B point of an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. And therefore, the first assumption would be is that a price closes below that with more volume, you'd have a confirmed A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. 769.95 would be the first price target. You'll see that when we switch over to my black background screen. Now, volume on that bar is 50 million shares. Today, so far, we're in it with 23 million shares, a little over 2 hours of trading. So price is coming down with volume. And it closed below that bar number 9, that swing point from April 9th, with more than 50 million shares, which suggests you have a confirmed A to B equals CD to the downside. Now, the weekly chart suggests a move back to 755.94 out there. That's the bottom of its profile. Support on a monthly time frame right now is at 633 and change. But let's go ahead and switch screens out here because tearing apart the NVIDIA chart, well, that's going to require opening our eyes up to both sides of the potential trade out here. Why is that, Stevie? I thought you just made it very clear to us. No, we got to take a look at what else it's doing. So let's take a look at this daily time frame chart. And you'll see the A to B equals CD pattern that I have drawn in here. Well, if we come over to the left-hand side of this chart, what we can also see is there was a gap out here. There's plenty of gaps with inside of NVIDIA. So the first gap that we're looking at, though, is this one right here from the trading day of March the 4th. Now, the volume on that gap to the upside was 61 million shares. And as mentioned so far, we are at 25 million shares. We're coming into that gap with pretty good volume. Potentially even more than that gap to the upside out there at 61. But if we come in there with lighter volume, and I would say if we hold, so we've already tested, in essence, what I would call the bottom of this gap, which is the high for the trading session of March 1. And that high is 823. So if we really do test this gap and it ends up being less than 61 million shares out there, it says the A to B equals CD pattern could be suspect. Could be suspect. So that's something to consider. I believe the gap that you're referring to is the one that's down here that formed on the trading day of February 22nd. And that has volume of 86 million shares. So you have to take this one step at a time. The very first thing that needs to take place, Eddie, is that price must close below 830.22. Don't know whether it will or it won't. We're at 821 as we speak right now. So that's what I'd be looking for. I think trying to just assume that price is going to go fill those gaps or it's going to form an A to B equals CD to the downside pattern, I really believe we need more information at the end of the day. Trying to make that call at 11:45, pretty tough to do. I see both sides of that trade out there. I hope you do as well. And Eddie, I hope that helped answer your question with regard to NVIDIA. But why don't we come back to this on Monday? Remind me on Monday if you would, and we'll see what the actual results were today at day's end. Nicholas wants to take a look at ticker symbol OKE, so we're going to change screens out here. His question about OKE is really where is resistance. So if you give me a moment, we'll get back to those white background screens. We'll actually change over to the correct ticker symbol out here, and we'll pull this apart for Nicholas. So Nicholas, first of all, where is resistance? That's easy. It's at 79.86. It's just below that as well, that green oscillator change line. But let's leave that at 79.86. Now, what OKE did, that's one OK is the name of the company, it formed a TD9 count bottom. And it's just consolidation right now with inside this daily profile. Nice wide-ranging bar today, that's for sure. But price has resistance up at 79.86. Now, Nicholas, if price could close above that resistance level, the top of its profile, its next resistance area would be 80.81. And that would be a TD9 count breakdown resistance level. And if price can close above 80.81, it'll negate the weekly TD9 count top that is in place. Now, on a weekly time frame, I mentioned it's got that TD9 count top. That pattern completes this week, but price has already tested and rejected a key level of support, and that was down at about the 78.02 level. That's its green oscillator change line. So the weekly signal right now is neutral. The daily signal is bullish with the consolidation, and the monthly signal, you're going to form bar number 8 today, and you could get a TD9 count top that confirms next month and completes the month after that. Now, if we take a look at the last TD9 count top that took place, that lasted for quite a few months out there, so we'll certainly respect that. But at the moment, the daily time frame is just consolidating with inside its daily profile. I've given you those resistance levels and parameters to watch how this trades. So I hope that helps you out, Nicholas. And as always, thanks so much for your requests. Hector is asking about the SMHs, and he's asking, is there an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside? So let's go switch back over to my black background charts and pull up the SMHs and rip that apart. So give me a moment. We'll switch back. See if Stevie can handle the back and forth in his charts out here. And so let's pull up the SMHs, which have completed, I believe, the one-to-one A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. So let's take a look at that. So we can see that the initial price projection was 204.63. Where we trade right now, 204.71. We got down to a low of 203.98. The B point was passed with volume. The B point out here on March 19th had volume of 10.6 million shares. When it was passed, it was with 11.7. So it confirmed A to B equals CD to the downside. Now, the question is, if this has bottom, you'll see some type of bullish reversal candle. If not, price might target the gap. Now, this is a gap out here. It's trading the top of the gap. That means the low of February 22nd. And that low is at 206.33. So we've tested that. We're below that. That gap has volume of 12.4 million shares. We've done 3.8. So we're doing about 12 million shares, about the same type of volume. But I don't know what the volume will be at day's end. If, just like when we took a look at NVIDIA, if price is able to close above and hold this gap, that means close above 206.33, then, would have certainly something to think about. If it closes inside that gap, then it could easily go down and fill it. And fill it means getting to at least 196.54 out there. 197.47 would be the 1.272 expansion of that C to D leg. Now, we do notice along the C to D leg that it is weaker than the A to B leg. This is typically the sign signature of a A to B equals CD pattern that will do just a 1-to-1, and we're there right now. However, you could get a bullish reversal candle at day's end, I suppose. You most certainly could, but that's what it's going to require out there, Hector, is a bullish reversal candle, and you just have to watch to see where price closes today. But if it's inside the gap, likely it gets down to test that area, which I believe was your question. So hope that helped you out. Let me see what's going on in the weekly time frame. Weekly time frame chart is still bullish out there because price is above profile support. And profile support is up at 200.65 out there. Now, that monthly chart looks ugly. Why? Because right now it's a bearish engulfing candle, and that would confirm a sell the D point pattern up at its 1.272 expansion out there. So watch the daily time frame, which I know you are, and I hope that answered your question with regard to its A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. We've got 2 more requests out there, and we're going to get to those when we come back from the break. The first one is going to be Uber from S&P inside the Tiger's Den, and the second one is going to be Mara, and that's for Nicholas. His question: is it time to buy? Looks like a profile change in trend signal to Stevie as we speak right now. We'll be right back.
The Gold Report. As a precious metal, gold is still king. It continues to hold the most effective safe haven and hedging properties across the global major trading hubs of the London OTC market, the U.S. futures market, and the Shanghai Gold Exchange. The Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his weekly gold report every Monday morning for subscribers, consisting of coverage of the XAU, HUI, GDX, the dollar, bonds, the South African rand, as well as 25 different mining equities with specific buy-sell recommendations. The Gold Report. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Subscribe to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report newsletter now at TFNN.com.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Welcome back, folks. Let's go take a look at Uber for S&P inside the Tiger's Den. Uber is about to get to the one-to-one price projection of its A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. That would be at 68.78. Its next downside price target would be 66.33. I see that today has triggered a TD sequential, a TD combo count out there. That requires a close above the bar 4 bars earlier. So, just be aware of that pattern that is out there. A bullish reversal candle would generate a buy the D point pattern. Short of that, I would say S&P that Uber is going to go target the 65.11 to 67 area. That is its bullish structured weekly profile. It's got a weekly TD9 count top pattern out there. I also see support down at about 59.49 and 57.85. So the A to B equals CD pattern, if you do get a bullish reversal candle, the daily chart will generate a bottom signal. I hope that helps you out. Let's go take a look at ticker symbol MARA. Oh, shoot. Let me go back to actually, I don't need to do that. I think you didn't realize that the weekly's got a TD9 count top, but I know you trusted me there. For ticker symbol MARA, I'm going to go back to the white background screen. Just give me a moment there. Let me get back to the white background screen here. But there you can see the Uber charts, and you can see the TD sequential and the TD combo count that's triggered on my system, and the weekly TD9 count. Now let's go over and take a look at those charts here for MARA. This is for Nicholas, and his question is MARA a buy? So with regard to patterns out here, I don't have a confirmed bottom signal. That doesn't mean it's not a bottom. As I'd mentioned when we were going to break, that it looks like we're going to get a profile change in trend signal. This is only day one above the top of his profile, which is at 1549. But you'd love to see this close above 1609. That's its red oscillator change on, and would suggest a further rally. So is it a buy? You certainly have a potential buy signal today. And you'd love to see, again, that close above 1609. If it doesn't close above 1609, it's somewhat suspect. If it does, you could see a rally easily up to the 2057 level. Now, the weekly time frame chart says bottom. What the Sam heck are you guys talking about? I closed below the bottom of its weekly profile last week. I'm still trading below that. I want to go target 774. Also says, you know what? Last week, did I form an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside? Well, the B point of that has volume of 276 million shares. And last week, it was closed below with 183. So you don't have a confirmed A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. But nonetheless, it still could fulfill